Hello everybody, Denobi2 here. Thank you for joining me once again on another visual tour on a special video. I've been meaning to make this video because I've been bombarded with a lot of questions, inquiries, comments about my thoughts on converting the Mark 1 through 7 suits in diecast. So I'm like, you know what, let's make a video and that way I can give my 2 cents on each of the suits as we go through them. Now, converting the diecast Mark through 7, it's been in the making for several years now. It really has, and I would say in the last several months we've been seeing some really good traction from Hot Toys. Now, for those of you who follow my channel and know my passion and love for Iron Man and Hot Toys, I am biased. I love, worship Hot Toys Iron Man. They do a phenomenal job. So I'm going to defend them, but I'm also going to critique and kind of nitpick. So, you know, let's not waste any time. Let's start off with the first one, the Mark 1. Here's my thing on the Mark 1. It's not my favorite suit. Out of all 1 through 7, the Mark 1 is my least favorite. It's also the one I speculate that may be the hardest to convert to diecast. Now hear me out. It is a, I'm assuming, and I'm going to theorize that they're going to use a plastic body and they're going to encase him like in a aluminum type shell. It's not, I don't think it's going to balance very well. And again, this is already the Mark 1 I have here. This is the 2.0. This is their second attempt at fixing the Mark 1 from Hot Toys. I love this guy. It's not my favorite, but I love the amount of work that they put into designing this guy, right down to the exposed wiring, the leather suit underneath. They did a really good job. The only benefit to converting this to diecast would probably have that realistic gunmetal look, and obviously it's gonna affect the price. It's gonna be pretty expensive. I really do. I guess the other benefit to making a diecast, I guess 3.0, is the head sculpt. The head sculpt is actually starting to look kind of dated, and they have been making strides in face sculpt. So I can see the benefit in that. So, interesting. Very interesting. Maybe a rubber tread on that. I don't know. We'll see. We're obviously going to get a Mark 1. Now, this is the Mark 2 2.0. This is their second version at fixing the Mark 2. I love this guy. This particular 2.0 is dear to my heart. It's very special because this is my very first Hot Toys. This is the first one I bought, and this is the one that got me hooked and made me fall in love with Iron Man, Hot Toys, and it was a long story. This is back in 2012. I assumed that they were going to make a diecast Mark II, only simply because they already made a Mark III diecast. So logic dictate, well, they're going to make a Mark II. Here's the thing on this one: the Mark II Unleashed is highly detailed, and other than the fact that when they released the Mark II diecast, it's going to omit a lot of the high details. And if any of you own the Mark II Unleashed, you know that the panels, you can open the panels, it's extra detail, so forth. And I just don't see them bringing that type of extra benefit from the 2.0 to the 3.0 diecast. This is still a great figure. I still really do like this one. I guess maybe because it's my very first Hot Toys, and I mean, it blew me away. It really blew me. And it still works. I think I've swapped the battery maybe a couple times. I like to keep the batteries fresh. Everything still works. The articulation on this one is still very awesome. But I'll be honest, I do look forward to getting the diecast version. I really do. I think it's gonna be a nice treat. If anything, the added benefit is probably the realistic chrome. I'm hoping they make it more shinier. To me, the Mark II should be super reflective, chromey looking. So I'm hoping that they do that. I'm hoping that the prototypes photo that I just showed you is not the final look. I hope they kind of improve on it. Now, the Mark III diecast. Whew, if there was ever a suit that needed the benefit of I'm going to say this is the 3.0, is this one. And the Mark III diecast, actually, now that I think of it, this figure was released back in 2015. So again, it's big news for Hot Toys to come out and announce that they are continuing the line of diecast Marks 1 through 7. Looking at this guy now, I really do love the cherry look. When I got it back in 2015, I partnered up with Xenomorph, and we did a fun little video on it. We kind of worked together on it. It was pretty exciting. I mean, you have to understand. I mean, we hadn't the fact that Hot Toys decided to go back and redo the Mark III. I mean, the Mark III was the one that started it all. This is the one that started the whole franchise. To go back, it was fun. I mean, it was fun back in 2015 to kind of partner up with Xenomorph and kind of play around with this. But again, that was almost this is 2018. That was 3 years ago, and just recently we've gotten traction back to the original 7 suits. Like, hey, we're gonna go back and we're going to make the diecast like we kind of hinted 3 years ago. The Mark IV. I didn't think there was anything wrong with the design on this one, except for the manufacturing process. My Mark IV suit is still suffering from what's the best way to describe it? It is degrading. It's I don't want to say it's falling apart, but it does have the pink panties. I mean, you can see that the rubber is not aging very, very well. It's starting to deteriorate. And if there's a suit that could benefit from a diecast 2.0, I guess the diecast version would be the 2.0, would be the Mark IV. And my Mark IV, the actual flaps in the back don't even stick properly. You can kind of see right there. It wasn't designed very well. It was one of the ones that when it came out, it was plagued with manufacturing issues, pink panty, the articulation. This is still one of my favorite suits. I love the Mark IV. The Mark IV is a very good suit, and I do have it on pre-order, and I do look forward. Now, when I do get the diecast Mark IV, I am selling this guy. I don't intend to keep it. It's gonna look like the poor cousin compared to the diecast version. Plus, the pink panty is such an eyesore. So, yeah, I do look forward to replacing this one. This one here definitely can benefit from an awesome diecast makeover. I mean, look at this suit. This suit look at that awesome hot rod cherry red with that metallic finish. Holy shit, this is awesome. I pre-ordered it when they announced this. I pre-ordered it the same day because I want in on that first batch. It's a good looking suit. The die, I can't. If it's anything, if the quality is anything like the diecast Mark III, I'm sold on it. And again, there was this version of the Mark IV wasn't bad, but it was definitely plagued with its manufacturing issues. So back in you go, get back. What's next? Oh, the Mark V. See, here's the thing on the Mark V. I remember the last couple of people have been protesting for when they had released the Mark III diecast. I remember going on blogs and Facebook, and people were petitioning the Mark V diecast, and I didn't think there was anything wrong with this suit. I go, there's nothing wrong with it. I go, it looks great. There's no manufacturing problems. It was built right. It was designed right. It looks good. It's one of my favorites. I really, really love this suit. I like this design. I thought Hot Toys knocked it out of the park. I like the articulation on it. I think it's really, really good. I'm like, why would they want? And I remember, kind of not arguing with collectors, but kind of debating on it, like, why this figure here does not need a diecast makeover. It just doesn't. There's nothing wrong with it. I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect in every way. It looks great. It's just, And I remember people telling me it didn't, when it was released, it didn't sell very well. It actually kind of sat on the shelves for a while at Sideshow, and people weren't keen on it. But as the fan base grew with Hot Toys, people kind of jumped in on it, and I like it. I really do like this one. But again, I'll be honest. When they announced the diecast Mark V, I mean, look at this thing. Holy smack, and then some. Look at this. It's like in high def. Look at the extra. I mean, wow. And it looks, I mean, it's bigger. I mean, they showed you the comparison. I was like, okay, I'm sold on it. Okay, I'm get it. When I get the diecast Mark V, this will be so. I don't want to hold on to this one. And I'm kind of sharing that with you because with the Mark II Unleashed, when I do get the diecast version for the Mark II, I am keeping that one. I'm not selling this one. Now, the Mark VI, I never did a review on the Mark VI because this was released back in 2011, and I didn't really jump into Hot Toys until 2012. I thought the design on this was okay. I saw its designs flaw. I'm sorry. I saw its design flaws in it when I first bought it. And, it had already been reviewed, a year prior. So I never really did a unboxing on it or anything. If anything, I bought it, to kind of complete the Hall of Armor. My Mark VI was not plagued with the pink panties. As far as any manufacturing defects, I didn't have any really quarrels with it. I did know, and I did notice that the neckline and the shoulder didn't line up properly with the movie counterpart of the Mark VI. So plus the Mark VI had extra features that, with the expanded gauntlets and the illuminated hands, that this one did not have, even though I remember seeing customs in the market on this one. So I can see the benefit of a diecast Mark VI. And Xenomorph did a review on his channel on it, which, I mean, I'm just in love with this suit. I mean, from what I saw on his channel, it looked really, really fantastic. Plus, again, with this one, the face sculpt looks dated, so it could use the benefit improvement on the face sculpt. The torso got redesigned. The neckline got redesigned. It looks, the diecast version from I saw on his channel and from the photos, it looks more closer to its film counterpart. Plus, the Mark VI is a very important, powerful suit. I mean, it was featured in Iron Man 2. It crossed over to Avengers. I mean, this is an attractive suit. This suit is special. This suit is very special to a lot of fans, and it's the only one with the triangular arc reactor on it. So I'm excited. I have the diecast Mark VI on pre-order, and I can't wait. I can't wait to get it. I'll show it to you guys as soon as I get it. I'll probably do an unboxing video on it. Yeah, see, even the faceplate has issues sticking on it. Now, the Mark 7. Out of 1 through 7, this is by far my favorite. And apparently it's the best-selling Mark suit for most Hot Toy Iron Man collectors, because it's the one that's been cloned the most. I mean, you have a Sub-Zero Mark 7, a Stealth Mark 7. They even did a Battle Damage Mark 7. They've done multiple versions of the Mark 7, and this is the suit that saved. I mean, that saved New York, the Battle of New York for Avengers, and to me, Hot Toys knocked it out of the park. I can't see any type of benefit in converting this to diecast other than their design flaw with the rubber armpits, not the armpits. What do you call that, right? You know what I'm talking about. The rubber molding on the elbows there. What is that called? That part of the arm right there. That, I mean, you can see the grease on there. It's still coated with the Honda silicone grease on it to prevent it from cracking and drying. Because I'm paranoid. I mean, that right there is a design flaw. To have that rubber molded on there that eventually will dry and crack if you don't treat it. So, other than that, Hot Toys knocked it out of the park on this one. This is by far one of my. This is the best suit. I love the Mark 7. It was the last one I got, and by far it completes the Hall of Armor. I had fun. I had fun talking about this. This is my thoughts on converting these guys to diecast. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you guys, if you aren't already, Iron Man collectors, you're getting the diecast. I'm excited. I look forward to it. Like, subscribe, guys. Thanks for watching. Iron Man forever.